because you're a lot stronger than you think. So
I have a follow-up question.
Okay.
So I'm speaking to, there's lots of people who are in this situation. Like, people at universities and corporations all over the place. Google is not the only company that is
probably not the worst.
Repressive, freedom of speech denying workplace codes, and everybody feels alone. Right? They're all like, "Why should I stand up, be a martyr, get fired?" This guy at Google got fired.
Yeah.
What's the point? I'm asking rhetorically.
Good. No, it's a good question.
And how do you convince people that there's a point to standing up when it appears to be futile?
Well, the first thing I think is you convince them that it's not futile. It might be difficult, but it's not futile. If you get your words right, you have something to say, there'll be an impact of those words. It might not be the impact that you would choose. But the other thing you got to tell people is, pick your poison. You may be in a situation where you don't have a cakewalk to the Garden of Paradise. You got tyranny or famine. Those are your choices. But you get to pick which one you have. And I would say if you're being oppressed, and I mean in your soul, by what you're required to swallow at work, well, you think you're not paying a price for that? You got no self-respect, and rightly so. But worse than that, you're an agent of your own destruction. You're destroying your own ideal, and you're letting people who are weak and corrupt win. And if you stood up and stood up properly, but you have to put yourself in order to do this, at least to some degree, right? You can't do it casually. You have to do it from some position of preparedness and strength. Then what makes you think you couldn't scare them back into the corners? And that would be a good thing. And, the alternative, personally, is bad because there's a psychological degeneration that goes along with it. I've seen this with many, many of the people that I've worked with who have been tyrannized in the workplace to the absolute detriment of their psychological and physical health, right? To the point of collapse, confronting these crazy, crazy things when they were sensible people. That's a terrible price to pay, man. Like, it's a bad price. And then, if the foolishness isn't dealt with at the local level, when it's still relatively trivial, then it will multiply until it's dealt with at the social level. And we're seeing signs of that already. Antifa is a good sign of that. And problems that aren't solved multiply, and soon people fight. And better to argue than to fight. Unless you want to fight. And some people want to fight, and I can understand why, but I wouldn't recommend it, because that doesn't lead good places. It really doesn't lead good places. So I'd say you have a duty. Maybe that's why you stand up. It's because you have a goddamn duty to stand up and just say what you have to say. You don't even have to be trying to make a point exactly or trying to get something done. It's like, this is how it looks to me. That's what that guy at Google did. He wrote this memo and he said, I talked to him today. He said, well, he went to a diversity training seminar and he thought, no, I don't agree with that. And so then they asked for feedback. So we wrote this document a month ago. This was written a month ago. Got no real response to it. Well, it bounced around inside Google until a lot of people, got interested in it, and then it escaped into the outside world. But all he was doing was, he was told a bunch of things he didn't think were true. He wrote down a bunch of things he thought were probably true. He launched that out and said, well, I think these things are probably true. It's like, well, probably they're true. Well, so he paid a price for it, but maybe we'll see what sort of price he paid for it. Man, it's going to be a lot tougher in 2 years than he was 2 years ago. So
they actually asked for his feedback?
No.
And that's why he wrote that out?
No, they didn't answer his feedback. No. But, well, you can watch the video. The story's there, but that's kind of the outline of it.
So sorry to monopolize this. I have one other question about this, and I think it's important. Aside from Google just being a workplace, right, it also controls, they own YouTube, right, which is imposed a new censorship scheme. and it controls a huge amount of the information that people get.
This is true.
And so what happens to society when companies such as Google, which control our information, start to censor not just themselves and maybe the information that's coming out to the rest of the world? How much is this already happening? And how much?
How about if we refuse to find out? That would be good. You know, like I reviewed this guy's document. I did that yesterday, and everything he said was validated by the scientific literature. So what has happened is that someone has been fired publicly by a major corporation for stating well-grounded scientific truths. Right. They're exactly the sorts of things that I say in my classes, for example, and the reason that I say them is because I read the literature. It's not because I'm personally happy about the facts. I think IQ research particularly is so dismal that you can't possibly read it without being seriously disheartened. If I could reconstruct the world so that the IQ research wasn't true, well, it'd sure be tempting, you know? But that's not how science works. Science doesn't tell you what you want to hear. It just tells you the way it bloody well is. And he got pilloried for revealing a good fraction of current scientific knowledge about gender differences. Okay, that's not good. And as you said, that's a big company and it controls our communication. How about we do what we can to ensure that these large communication companies don't get to impose a factually false ideological structure on the rest of the planet? Well, you can think about supporting this guy who blew the whistle. There's a fundraiser for him online. He could use some money. He wants to sue Google. Yeah. You know, maybe we could let them know that hiring a human resources director who's also concerned with equity is probably not a good idea for a capitalist company. Why in the world would you hire your own enemies? I don't understand that. So, well, we'll see how the dialogue continues. But back to the personal. Like, you need to say what you think because that's where you come from. Right? And if you don't say what you think, then you kill your unborn self. That's what you do. That's what Cain did when he killed Abel. And that's why his punishment was unbearable. You know, you have things in you that are struggling to come to the light. That's the truth you need to utter, and you need to utter that truth because without that truth, you cannot live in the world. Because the world's real, and you need truth to live in the world. And if you stifle your truth, well, how can that be anything but something that brings about hell? How could it be any other way? So you think, well, why should you speak up? That's easy, because the consequences of not speaking up, although delayed, are far worse. That's the reason. That's the reason. If it can't be courage, it could at least be prudence. So, yeah.
Have eyes on enemy hostile. West of your location. There's a hostile soldier just west of your position. Be advised, objective Bravo is neutralized. We have taken objective Bravo. Due south of your location, there appears to be an enemy tank. have taken control of Objective Alpha. Listen up. We lost control of Objective Delta. I have spotted a hostile helicopter just east of your position. We've neutralized Objective Delta. The status, we have taken control of Objective Delta. Just west of where you are, there appears to be a hostile chopper. Objective Echo is neutralized. Now control Objective Echo. Objective Alpha has just been lost. I have eyes on enemy LAV, just west of your current position. West of your location, there appears to be an enemy tank. Location. Enemy LAV spotted. Have spotted enemy chopper just east of your current position. I spotted hostile heavy armor due west of your current position. Objective Charlie has been lost. Neutralized Objective Bravo. Defender, this objective. Be advised, we have just taken control of Objective Bravo. And there appears to be an enemy tank to the east of your location. Just neutralize Objective Alpha. Objective Charlie has been neutralized. objective. Enemy tank spotted. Just west of your current position. Objective Delta is neutralized. Objective Delta is now under our control. Be advised, we've lost Objective Bravo. Eyes on hostile anti-tank soldier. Just note of your position.
敌军坦克被我们发现了。我发现了敌军直升机。 有敌人正在靠近。
We just neutralized Objective Bravo. Be advised, we now control Objective Bravo. All right, thanks. There's a hostile AT soldier. South of your location. Be advised, Objective Alpha has been neutralized. advise we have lost objective Echo. Objective Alpha destroyed. We've just taken control of Objective Alpha. Just lost control of Objective Delta. Objective Echo has been taken. Objective Delta has been neutralized. Be advised, Objective Delta has been taken. Objective Charlie has been lost. We have control of Objective Alpha.
“各位注意，敌军轻型装甲车！”
has objective Charlie. I've spotted an enemy tank due east of your location.
我看到了敌军坦克。发现敌军坦克。敌军坦克。
Go, go, go! Lost control of objective Bravo.
我需要你攻击这个目标。敌军轻型装甲车。我需要你攻击这个目标。
Be advised, we just lost control of objective Delta. Objective Bravo is neutralized. We now have control of Objective Bravo. We just lost control of Objective Echo. I see a hostile helicopter east of you. We have control of Objective Delta. I have eyes on an enemy helicopter south of your position. Objective Charlie has been neutralized. Listen up. We've taken the Objective Charlie. I have eyes on a hostile tank due south of your location. Objective Echo is neutralized.
我看到了敌军直升机。
Due east of your location, there appears to be an enemy chopper. East of where you are, there's an enemy chopper. Listen up! Objective Bravo has just been lost. Just neutralize Objective Delta. just neutralized objective Bravo. Okay, we've just taken control of objective Bravo. Objective Alpha is lost.
是的，我发现了敌军直升机。你们快来攻击这个目标！
We now control objective Delta. I have eyes on the enemy tank east of your location. Okay, we have lost objective Delta. Listen, I spotted an enemy tank south of your location. Objective Alpha is now under our control. Be advised, objective Echo has just been lost.
"我需要你攻击这个目标。
We've lost objective Alpha. I spotted the
攻击这个目标，我需要你攻击这个目标。 我需要你攻击这个目标。
Listen up. Objective Echo is neutralized. Objective Echo is neutralized. We are taking control of Objective Echo.
我需要你来保护这个目标。
neutralize objective Delta. Due north of your location, there appears to be an enemy soldier. Okay, we've taken control of objective Delta. Due north of your location, there appears to be an enemy soldier. We've just neutralized objective Alpha. We now control objective Alpha. Guys, we have lost objective Alpha.